get this video done with. I've got the odd one, so let's start with number one. The vertices of a quadrilateral are P negative 1, negative 1, Q 0, 4, R 3, 1, and S 1, negative 2. Draw the figure and its image after translation. Well, if I draw this image, it's going to look like this right here. Then when I go 7 units down, since I'm going down, and going down is on the y-axis, that means I'll take the y in each coordinate and subtract 7 from it. So the negative 1 in P is negative 1, negative 1, will be negative 1 minus 7 on the y-axis. Negative 1 minus 7 is negative 8. So that would bring P prime down to negative 8. Q would have negative, or excuse me, 4, again, 7 down, which is negative 7. That'll give us a negative 3. So Q will be put at negative 3. As you can see, I'm going to take each of the y coordinates and subtract 7 from it to make my new image in prime. All right, number 2 is for you to do. Number 3 says I'm going to add 4 to x and subtract 1 from y. When I do that, I see that, let's take s this time, 1 negative 2. That means on x, I'm going to add 4, and 1 plus 4 is 5. And on y, I'm going to subtract 1. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3. So now s prime will be 5, negative 3. 5, negative 1, 2, 3. All right? Let's see. So if I'm at S, I would go 4 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I would go down 1. All right? And we do that to each one of these coordinates, and we get that new image prime. Number 4 is for you to do. Number 5 is next, find the missing values in the ratio tables and write the equivalent ratios. Well, I have to figure out what comes next in each of these. I know for well, this one here, I took 6 divided by 2, I get 3, which means I multiplied by 3. So I can take this and multiply it by 3 and get 9. Over here, I took 12 divided by 3, that gave me 4, which means I multiplied 3 by 4. So I'm going to multiply 2 to 4 and get 8. So I should have 9 and 8. 9 cups, 8 hours. All right? I'm sorry, number 6 was for you to do. Number 7, write and solve proportions to answer the question. If I take number 7, it says 12 is what percent of 60? I'm going to go ahead, and I know my answer is 20. I'm going to show you how here. I know that this is 12 is what percent of 60. So 12 is the is, which goes on top. 60 is the of, which goes on the bottom. So it is over of. And now I want to know, since 60 is 100% of whatever this is that 12 is part of, I need to find out in percent out of 100% what it would be. Well, I can make a cross product here. 12 times 100 is going to be equal to 60 times x. I'll multiply 12 to 100 and get 1200 equals 60x. Then I have to divide 60 away from 60x. Whatever I divide from one side, do the other. 1200 divided by 60 is going to give us 20. And that means that that'll be 20% because this is the percent side. All right? So 12 is 20% of 60. You have number 8 to do. Number 9, describe the relationship between the given point and the points A, 5, and 3 in terms of reflection. All right, so if this is 5 and negative 3, what changed was the y. So that means it changed from up to down. So I would say the relationship is that it was reflected across the x-axis. This point B and point A after a reflection in the a-axis. All right. Number 11 now says negative 5 and 3. Well, that's quite the opposite, isn't it? Because now I know that instead of being at the positive side, it's going to be at the negative side, which means it crossed over the y, right? So that means this point is going to be a reflection crossing the y-axis. Okay, point D is point A after reflection across the y-axis, and you can see what they're talking about. A here and D over here, just like over here. Point B, this point would be point A after the reflection across the X. All right, you have number 10 to do. Let's go and get to number 12. Tell whether the blue figure is a reflection of the red figure. I'm going to say no, because when I reflect something, like if I'm reflecting image, oh, I'm sorry, number 12 was for you to do. I got number 13. 13 would be yes, because as you can see, if this was a mirror, this is equal distance from here, this is equal distance from here, this is equal distance from here, this is equal distance from here. If this was my face, this would be my nose, and this might be my cheeks over here. So I want my nose to show first, then my cheeks. So this is yes. Red figure can be flipped to form a blue figure. So the blue figure is a reflection. Yeah, you have 12 and 14 to do. Number 15 is mine. This is going to be no, because again, when I'm reflecting across this line, I should see a flat surface equal distance away from this flat surface. So 15 is going to be no. It says if the figure was flipped, it would not form the blue figure. So the blue figure is not a reflection of the red figure. 16 is for you to do. Number 17, would this be a reflection? And I'm going to say no again, because though I have an image that looks similar here, this image here should be an equal distance from here. This image here should be an equal distance from here. And then this equal from here. So what's wrong is this shouldn't be slanted off to the side. It should be coming straight over. If the red figure was flipped, it would not form the blue figure. So the blue figure is not a reflection of the red figure. Number 18, you're visiting a butterfly world in Coconut Creek, Florida. Are the butterfly wings reflections of each other? I'm going to go with, if this was my line of reflection, then yes, this looks exactly like this. So, oh, sorry about that. That was number 18. That was for you to do. Guess I gave that one away. Number 19, draw the figure and its reflection, A, and the x-axis and the y-axis. Identify the coordinates of the image. Okay, so I'm going to draw a figure and its reflection. The figure is A, which is 3, 2, B, 4, 4, and C, 1, 3. So this should be the figure here that I made. Now it says to draw its reflection in the x-axis, okay? Which means I'm flipping across the x-axis here. So A will be, which is at 3 and 2, all right? I'm going to flip it across, which means it should be 1, 2 away from the line of reflection, 1, 2. B should be 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And C should be 3 away, 1, 2, 3. All right, so the new coordinates would be A prime would be 3 and negative 2. B prime would be 4 and negative 4. And C prime would be 1 and negative 3. All right. Now it says for part B, then the y-axis. Well, the same image is here, and now C prime will be 1 away from the y line of reflection, y-axis. Line of reflection is going up and down this time. And it's 1 away here, so it's 1 away over here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 away for B, so 1, 2, 3, 4 for B prime. And it's 3 away from A, so 3 away for A prime. All right. 20 is yours to do. Here's 21. Draw the figure and its reflection across the X and Y. Well, if I'm drawing it across the X, remember this is 2 and negative 2. So 2 and negative 2 would be P. And I'm not sure why they're labeling this H. So this should be H. J over here should be 4 and 1. So you would have, let's see, 4 and negative 1, excuse me. And this suddenly looks like the wrong stuff altogether. I'm going to go back and figure out what was done wrong on this. All right, I figure out what went wrong. person who made this slide accidentally put the wrong information in it. I corrected it, so let's move on. We have 21 is going to be H is 2 and -2, J is 4 and -1, K is 6 and -3, L is 5 and -4. When we slide it across our x-axis or reflect it across, we'll see that J prime is the equal distance from x-axis than J was. H prime is an equal distance from H. K prime is an equal distance from K, and L is an equal distance from L. All right. When we take the same image and cross the y-axis, we see that H is going to be the same distance across y, H from H prime. J prime would be the same distance across from J. L prime would be the same distance from L. You can see that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like if I was looking in the mirror, this might be my nose, this might be my eyes, this might be my ears, this might be the back of my head. Everything has to be the same as it would be in a mirror. And here's my new coordinates. All right, number 22 is for you to do. 23, let's try Q, which is -4 and 2, R, which is -2 and 4, and S, which is -1 and 1. When I do that, across the x-axis, S will be 1 away from my x-axis, from just like S prime. Q prime will be 2 away, just like Q is. And R prime will be, well, 1, 2, 3, 4 away, just like 1, 2, 3, 4, the original R. Now over here, across the y-axis, again, we're going to put everything equal distance away from each other. We're crossing the y-axis, not the x. And my new coordinates will be Q prime 4, 2, R prime 2, 4, and S prime 1, 1. 24 is for you to do. 25, we have W, X, Y, Z. When I go to create that, I get something down here. You see that I got 2 and -1, 2 and -1. 5 and -2, that's 5 and -2. 5 and -5 is 5 and -5. And Z is 2 and -4, 2 and -4. When I put them across the x-axis, go across here, and W prime is the same distance from W. Z prime is the same distance from Z. We do this to every one of our coordinates, and we get an image that looks like this. But when I go across the y-axis, now it's going to look like this because I'm crossing the y as my line of reflection. And for instance, where Z was 2 and -4, now it's going to be -2 and -4. See that? All right, number 26 is for you to do. 27, draw the figure and its reflection in A, the line y equals -2, and the line x equals 1. So in A, the line is y equals -2. So it says draw the figure and its reflection. So the figure was D, which is 2, 0, 2 and 0. And then it said that E was 4 and -1. E was 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And -1. And then F was 5 and 2, that's 5 and 1, 2. Now remember, we're making, it says in a line where y is equal, a reflection, in the line y is equal to -2. So what does that mean? The line of reflection that I have here, okay, is going to be -2, 1, 2, right? And then I'm reflecting it across that line. So where E is 1 away from the line now, E prime will be 1 away. Where D was 2 away, D prime will be 2 away. And where F is 1, 2, 3, 4 away, now F prime will be 1, 2, 3, 4. That was part A. Part B says the line is X equals 1, okay? Now, you might be saying, Mr. Mendez, you said that you went down here on the X because you said line Y equals -2. Okay, so when we say line Y equals -2, we're saying on the y-axis, we're going to go down 2. So on the x-axis here, we're going to go forward 1. Now see, this is my image here, and on my original image, okay, this is going to be my y-axis here. Now, when I put x to 1, it means I'm taking what was 0, 0, and I'm making that go forward 1. Now, this is my new y. Okay, that's why they have x equals 1 here. Okay, and now that I've done that and my image is over here, I can go ahead and an equal distance from this line is 1 away, so 1 away from here would be my new prime. An equal distance from this line is 1, 2, 3, 4. So from this line, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to move my line before I'm able to go ahead and start creating my new image. All right, let's go to number 28, which is yours to do. 29 is mine. Again, we're going to take these coordinates here to make a triangle. And again, since y equals -2, that means I'm going to go down 2 from y, 1, 2. This is my new x-axis. And now, well, 1 away from that is h. So 1 away on the opposite side would be h prime. 1, 2, 3 away is I. So 3 away on the opposite side would be I prime. And 3 away is j. So 1, 2, 3 away will be j prime. And again, when we go x1, we're going to move our our y-axis over 1 to the x-axis, or to number 1, creating a new plane for my y-axis. Now, when I take this image, I'll be very careful because the image crosses over, which means if j is over here, I have to make it on the opposite side and make j prime. If I is 1, 2, 3 away, then 1, 2, 3 away will be I prime on this side. And so you see the image actually kind of crosses each other in this particular example. The 30 is yours to do. 31 will look like this. Again, we're going to drop 2 to make my new x-axis. And then since the image is 1 away, I'll make, let's see, since s is 1 away, s prime will be 1 away. Since u is 1 away, u prime will be 1 away. Since v is 3 away, v prime will be 1, 2, 3 away. And that's how we get our new image, again, with doing the same thing to our y-axis, bring it over to where it's 1. We have the image here. And this looks kind of odd, but the original figure is here. And because this was t and it was 1, 2, 3 away, I have to go 1, 2, 3 away for t prime. Since this was v on this side and it was 2 away, I have to go 1, 2, and make this v prime. And you can see, once again, we have the figure interlapping itself. Number 32 is for you to do. 33, your friends reflect a rectangle in the x-axis. Okay, so this is the original. Remember, these all have primes on them. Is your friend correct? Well, 1 away from L is L prime. 1 away from M is M prime. 4 away from N, and then -4 over here. Now remember, the only weird part is it says your friend reflects the rectangle in the x-axis, which means he should have reflected it across x and not y. So even though this is a reflection, it's a reflection in the y-axis, not the x. So no. The coordinates of the image are a reflection of the rectangle on the y-axis. Number 34 is for you to do. 35 says which letter looks the same when reflected in the line. Okay, so we're going to say that B, C, D, E, H, I, K, O, and X look the same when reflected. And let's think about that. When I reflect this, it's going to look like a B down here. A will not. A will look like an upside down A. C will look like a C. D will look like a D. E will look like an E. F will not look the same. G will not look the same. H will look the same. I will look the same. J will not. K will also look the same. Of course, O will. L, M, and N definitely will not. And then, of course, X will. The rest of these letters really are not going to look the same when reflected across that line. All right, number 36 is for you to do. Number 37, though, says the coordinates of the point and its image after a reflection are given. Identify the line of reflection. Well, if this is 4, -4, and 1, this is 4 and 1, it means that this was at -4 on the x-axis. Now it's over on the, in the y-axis, across the x-axis, the negative side. Now it's on the positive side. So it got reflected across the y-axis. The y-coordinates are the same, and the x-coordinates of the point and its image are opposite, so the reflection across the y-axis. All right, you have number 38. Number 9, since I have -4, and then it says 0 here. So where is that going to be a reflection across? Well, what is in between 4 and 0? I'm going to go with -2. The x-coordinates of the point and its image are the same. So the reflection is over a horizontal line. The midpoint between the point and its image has a y value of -2. Okay, so the line of reflection is y equals -2. Okay, now all you got to do is see which ones are different and then find the middle of them. 40 is for you to do. 41. 3 is not the same as 7. 6's are the same. So there's a reflection across the x-axis, and we know that it's going to be 4 different. So half of 4 is 2. I'm going to say off of 5, x equals 5. And as you can see over here, the y-coordinate of the point and its image are the same. So the reflection is over a vertical line. The midpoint between the point and its image has an x value, so of 5. So the line of reflection is x equals 5. All right, let's move on. Number 42 is for you to do. Number 43 says, hold a mirror to the left side of the photo of the vehicle. What word is in the mirror? Well, I would say ambulance, right? Why do you think it's written that way in front of the vehicle? Well, think about it. The people that are going to see the front of the vehicle are the people looking in their rear view mirror, right? So they're going to see it backwards. So you see the word ambulance, and the word is written that way. So when drivers look in the vehicle's rear view mirror, they can read the word in front of them. All right, 44 is for you to do. 45 says making argument. Your friend says you can find the line of reflection of a point and its image in the coordinate plane by finding the mean of the x value of the 2 points. Is your friend correct? Explain your reasoning. Yes, your friend is correct. For a point that is reflected across a vertical line, the mean of the x coordinate is the value halfway between the 2 points. All right, number 46 is for you to do. 47 says use the coordinate plane, reflect the parallelogram in the x-axis, okay, so over here, across the x, right, and then reflect its image in the y-axis. So then we're going to reflect it over here. Identify the coordinates of the final image, okay? So when I reflect this down here, remember z is going to be here, y is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 way over here, right? So y is going to remain the same. So we know y is going to be negative, or 0 and -4 still, right? 0 and -4. We know z, if it was over here, now it's going to be over here. So that's going to be a 1 and a -1, right? So z is 1 and -1. W, which reflected across the x, which would be here, -4 and -1, would be reflected over here to 4 and -1. And then x, which is here, which is here on this part, for the original, it would be -3 and 4. Down here would be -3 and -4, which means over here it would be 3 and -4. Yes, 3 and -4. Did you find the same final image of the original object is the first reflected in the y-axis and then reflected in the x-axis. Well, yes, a reflection first in the y-axis and then the x-axis produces the same final image because, as you can see, W, which was -1 or -4 and 1, right? That's going to be, it turns to 4 and 1, then it turns to 4 and -1. Okay? So there's going to be the same image that we see here over here. 48 is yours to do, and that's all of them. So we'll grade these in class. Good luck to you guys, and best wishes for tonight. Bye.